So I'm gonna bring all my little colored balls together, and I'm just gonna dump out a little bit of rice flour, just in case they get sticky. Don't go for the rice flour right away. You want these things to stick together. So I'm just going to take these and stretch them out, and here's where art school education comes in. Just kind of work this until it's here. The exact thickness doesn't really matter. You don't want it to be too thin because you're gonna roll them all together a little bit. Together. These, it doesn't really matter if it's completely even, as long as you're seeing the color. There you go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna portion them out to one size, theoretically. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten these out. I'm going to leave it a little thicker towards this middle part and a little thinner around the edges because these we're going to kind of push together. And ideally you want it to be even throughout once it's in its little ball. Air bubbles make frying this thing really hard, but it's probably going to happen anyway. So yeah, you have your pretty little thing, and we're just going to fill it and then roll it in sesame seeds and fry it up. All flattened out, I just take either red bean paste or lotus nut paste and scoop a little bit in the middle. I like the lotus nut because you can mess with it a little more. The red bean will get a little messier. And then you just kind of squeeze it all together. Both are easier to work with if you chill them first, so I highly recommend chilling those. Then I go around and just make sure I have all of the openings, and that's all there is to it. So I've heated up my oil. I have paper towels all laid out on a sheet tray, and I'm ready to fry these little balls. So when you first throw it in the fryer, make sure you keep it moving. Otherwise it'll just cook on the bottom and not on the top. Might want a little more oil than this. So I'm going to fry up a bunch of these now, and I like to put them on something and just let them just go in there like that so I don't burn myself. Keep them moving when they first go in. They should float at some point. You want them just toasted enough that your sesame seeds start getting brownish, but you don't really want to lose your colors. So it'll end up looking like this. So these are starting to look done. When I pull them out, I want to make sure that I keep them moving so they don't end up with a flat edge. So I just kind of do this. You don't want to touch them right now with your hands because they are very hot, but you don't want to get them, you want them to stay round. So they take a little few minutes to firm up. Not a few minutes, a few seconds. So you can kind of hear already. I can feel it. These are now firmer than when I just pulled them out. So I'm going to pull them off to the side and pull out the rest of them. And they might kind of deflate a little bit if you have an air pocket, and that's fine. It's going to taste just as good. Make sure you're not leaving anytime you fry something, you don't want to leave it on like the white greasy parts of your towel. You want some clean, fresh towel to move these onto. Oh, no.